ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Awkward Question Time. Please welcome your host, Alex Leam.
Hello and welcome to Awkward Question Time with me, Alex Leam, the show where I take a panel of performers and subject them to an hour's worth of increasingly awkward and stupid questions. And welcome to our first live show of 2021. Yeah, that bit there is not lying tonight. We are actually live. See? Correct time and everything. Yeah. So if you've watched and enjoyed the best ofs, the best of 2020s that have gone out over the last 3 weeks, then thanks for watching. I hope you did enjoy them. I did 3 best ofs because I thought that would give me a nice long time off over Christmas, not realising that about 5 times the amount of effort would go into producing one show than if I'd have just done a new one live. But you live and learn. You live and learn. So we're back live again tonight. So we are looking for your questions. Submit your questions for the panel. More cringe, the better. Answer along with us and just say hello. And give us a share, a retweet, or subscribe on YouTube. And those addresses are my Facebook page at Alex Leam Stand Up. Follow me on Twitter at Alex Leam and search for Alex Leam on YouTube. So if you're not watching live and you're watching the replay, because I'm genuinely interested, let us know where you are and at what time you're watching. But do join us live one Sunday night at some point at 8:30. And a lot of people do this, and we've got a running thing with this going now. Are you watching us on a proper TV? Any room in the house, could be absolutely anywhere. If you are, take a picture, a little bit back so we can get the full TV-ness of it, and send it to me on one of my socials. So if you get your camera ready, I'll pose. Hang on. Ready? Go. Nice. Also covers me bald spot. It's lovely. And if you're enjoying the show and want to support it, of course you do, then donate via paypal.me/Alex Leam and kofi.com/Alex Leam as well. So let's bring on our first panel of 2021. So please welcome in no particular order, Daniel Ernest, Vix Jane Lane, Fleur Demel, and Greg Phillips. Welcome to you all. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Excellent. So we've got a decent wedge of viewers and a decent amount of comments coming in already. So we'll just have a look, seeing who is here. So George Coppin, hello. Hello, George. Nice to have you along. Rachel B, hello. Ryan Smith, follow who? Follow me, dickhead. What else do you think I was going to be? Jordan Stokes has just put not tonight. Do you think that he was accidentally texting somebody? And got the wrong screen and got us instead. Let us know, Jordan. I want to find out more about this. So we've got a question coming in from the audience already. We'll come on to that in just a second. So any questions that you do have for all of the panel, type them in the comments, and then we will put the best ones on screen. There is some certifiable lunacy moments that I do leave languishing in the comments, so I do filter it. So best behaviour, please. So first question is one that's going to be going on throughout the night, and it's not for the panel. It's for anyone who knows a member of the panel who is watching. So this is for the audience. Are you a friend of a panel member? If so, send them a photo, and then they have to show what you send them. The instant that happens,
dangerous.
it's very dangerous.
So dangerous.
Very. I include me in this.
You know some of my friends, though, Alex.
I do. And likewise, you know mine. So it's going to be, yeah. So feel free to stitch any of us up. As soon as the photo comes through, we have to then show it, providing, of course, we're not on our phones like Greg is in a very relaxed pose right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg got off easy, didn't he?
Yes, that's true. That's true.
To be fair, I haven't got any friends, so nobody will be watching.
What about enemies?
Greg, you are, because I'm your friend and I've gigged with you, so I'm still your friend.
Are you sending him a picture to show, or?
I'll tell you what, yeah, send Daniel.
You can just show a picture of him.
Yeah, send Daniel Greg's pictures. Right, first question proper for the panel tonight, which is, what is the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you while you've been at work? So while you mull that one over, I've had many careers, but the most embarrassing moment in terms of my career as a mobile DJ was when I was at a wedding, and the DJ has to play the first dance, the romantic number for the bride and groom to dance to. So picture the scene, quite a full room, dance floor. The perimeter is surrounded by people with camcorders because it was the early noughties. And I used to get these trade CDs, right? So I somebody sent a picture already. Am I right? Yeah, go check. Used to get these trade CDs that are like a random mixture of tracks, like really, really random. So somebody put as the track after the one I was after, this love song, The Ace of Spades by Motorhead. So when the moment I want to say, okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the bride and groom for the first dance. I press play, Ace of Spades starts playing by Motorhead instead of Angels. And I just thankfully the bride and groom had a sense of humour, and I just wanted to crawl up my own arse and die. So that was my worst moment, playing the wrong first dance song. Anyone else got an embarrassing moment from work?
I was escorted off the premises for quite an embarrassing reason.
Oh, this will be good. Go on.
It was bad, actually. I was looking for other jobs in work time, and they found out. And I had been for a drunken team Christmas lunch because it was 2 days before Christmas. And I arrived back in the office. I went into an all hands meeting, which is the whole of the company. Somebody from HR tapped me on the shoulder and was like, Vix, can we have a quick word? And I was like, drunk. I was like, no, I don't want to miss the all hands. And she was like, no, you've got to come with me now. And they had my contract out, and they'd highlighted all the bits where it said you weren't allowed to work for a competitor. I didn't even want the job that I was scouting for either. It was just out of pure curiosity. And so drunkenly dressed like Pat Butcher, because I had a leopard print coat on for my team lunch as well. So I had my leopard print coat on, my false eyelashes, and I was spirited off the premises, never to be seen again. And I couldn't even pick up my Christmas presents. They just dispatched me out into the street, took my pass off me. Couldn't even clear my emails where I'd been slagging them off. So that was pretty special.
Who did you work for? Bill Murray in Scrooged?
Legally, I don't think I'm allowed to name them, but an email went round saying I decided to pursue other opportunities that afternoon. So,
right. Fair enough.
Yeah. Fair enough. Spectacular.
Rebecca, Fleur, I mean, what is it with me and names tonight?
Who's that?
Yeah, Fleur, I mean, you.
How dare you?
Rebecca's my nickname for Greg.
Suits him.
It does. Fleur, what embarrassing moments have you had while you've been at work?
Well, I mean, you know this, Alex. I'm a burlesque performer. So I kind of have no shame. There's not much that happens to me that's embarrassing, but I did have a gig once. Hometown gig, sort of homecoming gig. First one I'd played here in about 10 years. I got up on stage doing a fan dance. Now, a lot of the time when you do a fan dance, you're trying to look like you're naked under there. So I was just wearing some nipple tassels. And if I say a merkin, do you know what I mean?
Pubic wig.
Yeah, but in the burlesque world, it's usually more sparkly. So it's just something you stick on the front. And it's sort of, you stick it on the front and it goes around, and you stick it on the back as well. So it's kind of like you're wearing a G-string, but without straps. But it's glued on. Yeah, halfway through, fell off. So I'm doing this dance, and the glue on the back just came off. So it's stuck just to the front and swinging quite free between my legs. And I kind of keep going because I'm behind the fans for most of this. So I'm thinking, I can probably fix this. So I had to sort of hold the fans in front of me like this, reach through, yank it back, stick it back on, and then just go, hey, yeah. It's fine. No one noticed. No one knows. Everybody noticed. But yeah, that was fun.
Oh, nice. Rebecca, Greg, we'll come to you next.
I don't know whether it's embarrassing or just.
Let us be the judge of that.
I think it was just plain idiotic, to be honest, because it was. I was working in a pub, and therefore we couldn't have a proper Christmas do because we were too busy at Christmas. So we had like a Halloween party type thing, where the brewery had given us so much to drink because we'd done well and all the rest of it. I proceeded to drink very heavily, call my boss a see you next Tuesday, loudly announced that I hated working there, stormed off, threw up outside, and woke up on my front garden.
Wow.
You are right to be embarrassed about that.
Exactly.
That's
I don't know. I'd be quite proud of that.
I'd say that's almost poetic. It's kind of beautiful, isn't it? It's like a performance art. Wow. Nice.
It took some effort, and I haven't drank Stella since.
Probably wise.
Nice.
Yeah.
Probably was. Yeah, probably the best. Dan, any embarrassing moments at work for you?
I think I've been fortunate that I've gigged doing stand-up around a lot of the country, around a lot of the north as well. But the common factor, or the common denominator, is the fact that as soon as I say that I work for Sheffield City Council, I get sympathy. Oh. And then one guy came up to me at a gig and said, "Aren't you the guys," as though I'm person responsible with shit with bins and trees?
Okay.
So I thought, yeah, exactly. Obviously, Sheffield City Council are shit with bins and trees, but hey, I don't take personal responsibility for that, do I?
Hardly the time or the place, is it? Even if you were, yeah.
Exactly. At least let me have like an answer ready, just like all council workers do, and say, "Not my department."
Fair enough. Greg, do you know somebody called Trent Clark-Jones?
No, he's my friend.
Yeah.
Your friend? Okay, he's just saying that that drunken story sounds like my daily shift. Where do you work, Trent? Where do you work?
He works for he works at a petrol station, so he is a key worker.
Oh, right. Oh, fair enough. So before we go on to the next question, has anyone been sent photos? My phone's gone absolutely nuts.
So I thought someone had then.
Yeah. So who just hold them up as you get them out. This is the first one that I've been sent from George. Thank you, George, for sending this. It's a photo of me next to Matt Hancock.
Oh, it's a good one.
That's a classic.
That's
Thanks.
a classic.
Yeah, lovely. Thanks for that. Ryan Smith has taken Ryan unsent a message. Why? What was so bad that you felt the need to unsend it, Ryan? I'd love to know. But then to gorillas having sex.
Oh, okay.
I've got a feeling that was saved on his phone, ready for such occasion.
Or he searched for it. Neither is good.
Well, either way, not good. And thank you, Rachel Brock, for the big blue penis mural. That I don't know if you can see that. The lights. It's something to behold. Anyway, any other photos? Hold them up.
Yeah,
I can't hold it up because I'm on my phone.
Right, I have one here of a friend of Greg's and mine, a fellow comedian called Daniel Live, who decided to show me his nipple.
Hang on. Let me full screen you. I've forgotten I can do this.
Yep. That's a good nipple, isn't it? That's a good nipple.
It's a hell of a nipple. I mean, perspective is involved, but still.
My friends send things like that to me all the time.
I actually think milk can come out of there.
It's the shadow cast on it gives it a sort of sad quality in so many levels. Any other photos? Morose nipple.
My friend Emma sent this photo of me and Sean Walsh where I'm absolutely wrecked and he is tolerating me, basically. That's probably the best description. He was stone cold sober and I was trying to befriend him and it was not successful. So she also cropped herself out of it. She was in it as well, by the way.
Oh, she stitched you up then.
Yeah, I got
Nice.
done there.
Good,
I wasn't
excellent levels
alone
of
in the
stitching
mission.
going on.
Yeah, rude.
Great.
My sister is absolutely head over heels in love with Sean Walsh, so she would be majorly jealous.
Ooh.
You can't even see me under his fringe, and that was the best of about 5 that she managed to
Nice.
take, while his patience slowly ran out with it. So
At least you knew it was Sean Walsh, and you didn't get the person wrong, like I did once.
oh god,
Are you
No.
familiar with the comedian Tom Allen?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
it was Judge Rinder.
Oh, that's
He
rude.
doesn't look anything like him, Alex.
They're
It was
both sharply
late.
dressed.
I was hammered, and but the thing is, when I tweeted this randomly, I'm now being followed on Twitter by Judge Rinder. He thought this was hilarious.
Clearly, Alex, it appears to drink terps.
Something like that. Something like that. Any more photos before we move on to? Just going to have a few more comments. We'll come back to the photos. Keep the photos coming in. I'm sure you can. Judge Rinder is funnier, says Rachel B. Controversial.
Oh.
Controversial. Ishi is here. Hello, Ishi. Hi, everyone. Trent Clark Jones lamenting his key worker status.
It wasn't his choice.
Yeah. Don't let Roger Poulter find out you got someone's name wrong. Technically, I didn't. That's Greg's nickname, George. That's Greg's nickname. So we'll have a keep your questions coming in. We'll let them build up before we come to the viewer questions. Next one. What is your karaoke song? Now, at some point, it doesn't matter how cool you are, we've succumbed and done this. So what is your go-to? I'm between two, both for effect, but the one that I seem to get the best response for is Man, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain. And I make no attempt. I just sort of speak it like, man, I feel like a woman.
Let's go, girls.
Yeah, exactly. That's the effect. Greg, what about you?
You do. So you do Shania Twain in your best Sean Bean voice.
Pretty much.
I think my go-to is actually pretty cool because being from Sheffield, my go-to is Disco 2000 by Pulp.
Mm-hmm. Nice. That's good.
Oh.
What? No, Arctic Monkeys. There's more of a hint of an accent with that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I just think Jarvis Cocker's cooler. He just wins for me, I think.
Anyone else?
I've got a scale. It depends how drunk I am.
All right. Okay. So lightly. All right. So start with lightly.
So early doors, it'll probably be Tiffany. I think We're Alone Now, and I'll wait until people are drunk enough because I'm an adequate singer. But when people are drunk, they think I'm amazing. So then the urban legend starts that I'm an amazing singer. No one knows. I'm shit. Loud. Like when you're abroad and you don't know the language, just loud and with confidence.
Nice.
That is the secret. That is what you need. And then it goes all the way up to Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart. That's the top end.
Right.
Oh, nice.
Good.
Because I believe
choice.
I can hit the notes and I am wrong.
Good choice.
Always wrong. But people join in as well, which is another pro tip. Pick a sing-along song. People join in. You sound better.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I take it a bit seriously.
Not many people have a scale, like the Richter scale, but for like being drunk and singing. Any more? Fleur, Daniel, what are your...
I've not done karaoke for years.
What was the last time? Do you remember?
I honestly can't remember. I've been doing some open mic nights, which is kind of like karaoke, but with live music instead of the recorded video stuff. I do Confide in Me by Kylie, and one of the last ones I did was Should I Stay or Should I Go? which was fun.
Ah,
We got a lot of people singing along to that one. Yeah.
cool. Dan?
Well,
Nothing interesting, I'm afraid.
for
No,
me, this is a true story. Actually, I've only ever done karaoke twice, and the second time that I did it, I was out with a friend of mine, and I decided for some reason to sing "We're Having a Gangbang, We're Having a Ball" by Black Lace, and that was. And I said to my friend, you know what film this is from? He said, no, I don't know what film. I said, it's from Rita Sue and Bob too. And he said, I haven't seen the first one.
Oh, fuck it.
And that is a true story.
Okay, this is a good moment. This is a good moment to use one of my new jingles.
I'm here to fill in for a few moments, as Alex needs to regroup. He was totally not prepared for what just happened.
I'm better now. Rita Sumpo. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, on to a viewer question. First viewer question from Ian Bowden. I have two questions for the panel. One, if your epitaph was written by your worst enemy, what would it say? And two, if you were a serial killer, what would be your victim type?
We're going right in with the easy fluff questions then.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Vix, we'll come to you first because you're a couple of wines in and probably feeling a bit stabby. So,
Just generally,
just generally,
not wine related.
All right. First off, then your epitaph, if it was written by somebody that was your worst enemy, what would it say?
That bitch. Just simple.
Same.
It would probably be in comic stands just because they know I'd hate that.
There's a thought. Gravestone in Comic Sans. Right, so, what would your serial killer? What would your victim type be?
Probably people who look like me but are more successful. Because
method.
Just wipe them all out. Just wipe them all out. Slowly take over like single white female.
I sense more pictures are being sent. Fleur, what about you?
Epitaph would probably just be something like older than she wanted you to think she was.
Ooh.
Or she was really boring. And victim type, people who ask me when I'm going to have a baby. Probably.
Oh, I'd back that.
Yeah. Like, oh, really? How about you shut up?
No child prejudgment.
Permanent solution, but
yeah.
Thanks, Vix. Vix has got back.
Dan, what about you?
I think on my epitaph they would probably write, he was deluded enough to think that the myth about black men is true.
Okay, so your worst enemy clearly pretty minted because they do charge by the letter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fair enough. And your victim type?
My victim type would be anybody called Tommy Robinson or Donald Trump.
Niche.
Yeah, that would be ours as well.
Mm-hmm.
But also the other people. Like
very niche. Very niche. Greg.
I think my epitaph would just be. I think it'd be something stupidly overly harsh. Because when people don't like me, they really don't like me. So I think it'd be something like insufferable bellend. I think it'd just be. And my victim type, it's a hard. I think my victim type would be quite broad.
Greg, can I just say, I don't think you're insufferable.
Thanks. I love you too.
I love you, mate. You know I
do. Ooh, it's a deep burn.
Victim type's a hard one, I think, because mine would be quite broad. if I'm being funny, then anybody who has pineapple on pizza.
Okay.
If I'm,
fair.
I don't think. Suddenly, I don't want to know what your serious answer will be. I feel alone and frightened.
Or anybody who has pineapple on pizza, or anybody who puts the milk in first when making a cup of tea. Those two.
Yes.
Fair enough. I think my epitaph, somebody that didn't like me will probably put, I still think he's faking it. And purely from a practical level, if I'm a serial killer, I think my victim type would be people who are really dumb. So
easy to kill.
Really easy to pick off. I mean, there's two things there: make my life easier and also improve the gene pool. So, if anything,
Darwin in action.
Yeah, I'm a Darwinian. If anything, so keep your questions coming in, please, for the panel. It can be lighter than the one Ian's just put for us, please. Ian, I'd better avoid Greg. We're all thinking that now, Ian. Trent has answered along with us. Make what you will of this. Trent was a Canute. I'll try and say it as it's pronounced. The world is now a better place, and my missus is now all mine again. My victim type would be vegans just because. That's harsh, Trent. That's very harsh. Trent. Yeah, that is very harsh. I'm not a vegan myself, but I do like cauliflower buffalo wings. So I'm sort of dipping my toe in. It's like the vegan equivalent of being bi-curious.
You're not practicing vegan. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll keep your questions coming in. We'll come back to one of these. Nice. So going back to my earlier DJing comment, this ties in quite nicely. What is your DJ name? You can work this out by using the first name of your granddad or grandmother and the surname of the last resort you visited on holiday. Mine is Dennis Penis Cola. There is a resort in southern Spain called Penis Cola.
And you went there?
I'm not sure it's pronounced like that.
That is how it's spelled. I can't remember if there was any accents or anything. I bought a fridge magnet because they had in the touristy shops, like the I Love NY for like New York, like I Heart Penis Cola. So I bought 6 to surprise my friends with. One guy is quite high up in some law firm in Nottingham. He's got it taped to his door over his name. I Love Penis is still there to this day, apparently. So your DJ name, your grandmother or granddad's first name, and the last resort you visited. Dan, what's yours?
I think mine would be, or I think mine is, Elias Ventura, and that just sounds like Jim Carrey should be playing that role, to be honest.
That's beautiful. That sounds like you've got the balcony stage at Cafe Mambo.
That's nice, isn't it? That is really nice, I think.
Yeah.
Elias Ventura.
Beautiful. Vix, what's yours?
That's much cooler than Peggy Koss, which is mine. DJ Peggy Koss.
Yeah, that's more of a jazz singer.
That's cute.
Big band. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. Greg, how about you?
Mine would end up being Richard Tuchepi. And Tuchepi is a resort in Croatia that I visited a couple of years ago. Which I don't think it sounds too exciting, to be honest. Richard Tuchepi.
What if you went Dick Tuchepi?
Oh,
you could be a dick.
Yeah. Thanks.
Greg, can I just ask the question?
Everything I aspire to be.
Greg, can I just ask the question? Obviously, you're from Sheffield, and I live in Sheffield. Are you sure it's called Tuchepi, or is it, as we say in Sheffield, Chippy?
Nice. Fleur, your DJ name?
It would probably be Gwendolyn Lucky Lake. I think Resort is pushing it, but the last place I stayed was a place called Lucky Lake Camp in Amsterdam.
You could solve crimes, if not.
I know, right? I could be like
That's
a 1930s pulp noir private detective.
Yeah, you've been written by Agatha Christie.
Definitely.
Or Dashiell Hammett.
A couple of people answering along. Ian Bowden, Vera Thengloria. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Wing it up.
All right, okay. And Trent Clark Jones, Cyril Butlins.
Winner.
I beat the residency for Cyril Butlins.
Cyril, I'd book Cyril Butlins.
Cyril Butlins.
Brilliant, Trent. Absolutely brilliant.
Cyril Butlins would do your nan's 70th. I mean, something along those lines. Right, on to the next question. Keep your questions coming in, or if you want to answer with your DJ name, we'd be interested to know what those are as well. Can we come up with a new month-long fad for January to make it less depressing, as dry January and Veganuary don't appeal to me? So it could be something that you could shoehorn into January, or something else we can do for this month. But any thoughts on a January thing we can do all month to make it less depressing? I have one idea, and I think this would brighten everybody's lives. Rylanuary.
Yeah,
I can go for that.
Yeah, I think
I can get
a
behind
month.
that.
Yeah, a month of Rylan, and I think the world will be a happier place. Any advance on Rylanuary?
I love it. Wankuary, just like it's the opposite of dry January if you do it well.
Yeah.
Weirdly, and this has never happened before. The instant you said that, this came up in the comments.
Oh, way to go.
That is amazing. That's never had to happen before.
Well, it's just obvious, isn't it? I think everyone's doing it. We're just not talking about it. No one's hashtagging.
Can that be beaten? Wankuary.
I
don't
think
think it can.
I don't want to try and beat it.
it doesn't stand.
What worries me
boy.
is what the hell do you do for the other 11 months?
Regroup.
Regroup early.
Yeah.
Rehydrate.
Yeah. We've got some more DJ names coming in. DJ Stanley Landludno. That's perhaps. Lovely, thank you. Phyllis Leaze. I would need a sequin jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a sequin jacket, Rachel. I don't recommend it. It doesn't absorb sweat.
Phyllis and Cyril Butlins would be friends for sure.
Yeah, nothing
double
has
act.
topped Cyril Butlins yet. That's still the best. That's still the best. Not really new, but Jim January. Ugh, no.
No.
Although Ian, I think, is a little bit caught up because he said, "I thought you said ridden by Agatha Christie," and now I have an image in my head. I've got a feeling Ian's on the Baileys.
Ian.
You're on the Baileys again, Ian. I can tell. On to our next question. Keep your questions coming in, folks. Have you ever thought, that looks tasty, I'd secretly try some, about pet food?
I had a dreamy once just to see what the fuss was about.
I've done that. I've done that.
What kind of dreamy?
Seasoning. It needed more seasoning. It says it's cheese, but I don't believe it.
The stuff with cheese in the middle.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Well, it says it's cheese. Yeah.
I thought they tasted like the Smith's cheese savoury things that you used to get behind the bar. That's what they taste like.
And some of the premium cat foods look like pate. I could plate that up on a charcuterie board and people would eat it.
fellow cat owners on the panel, have you encountered the soups?
Oh no! I refuse.
Yeah.
No.
I bought the cat food in gravy once, and I nearly puked just pouring it out of the packet. So anything that's liquid food makes me throw up anyway. So liquid cat food with that smell is no.
Well, this stuff, I picked some up on a whim, just thinking, I'll try them with that. So it's only $150 a box, and it's apparently a food accompaniment, as they say on the box.
It's a garnish.
It's individual sachets of a flavour, but weirdly every meat looks the same, be it beef, lamb, tuna, whatever. But it looks. I've seen stuff on MasterChef that looks worse than this, and he's gone and he went nuts for it if you put it on top of his actual food. I've had to buy the bloody stuff ever since because he plagues my eyes out for this soup. But I thought that doesn't look too bad. I'm so glad to hear it's not just me that's wanted to try a Dreamy, because somebody got him what can only be described as a catering pack of the cheese Dreamies for Christmas. I'm thinking these would go great with a beer. I swear they would.
No, they're very disappointing.
And they've basically got crack in them as well. They're that addictive for the cat. So once you started, you just eat the whole packet.
Emma Taylor.
So in with that.
Emma Taylor is watching. Who says, "I worked at a pet food factory. The guys eat it every morning at 7 a.m. to make sure it's all okay." Really?
Wow.
How do you know if it's okay?
That seems early.
Just that. I mean, I know they have testers. I know they have testers that work for tea factory to make sure that the blend is all right. I've just got this vision that there's this boardroom full of cats just going, meow. Nah. So more info, Emma, please. I want to know more about that. Some more suggestions for January. Trent says dreadlock annuary. We should all have dreads for the month.
Ew. Yeah.
I think that's aimed at me because of my locks.
He wants to be more like you. He wants us all to be more like you. Yeah. It's really flattering.
Let's all look like Daniel for January.
This second one I think is
January.
also
January.
This other comment I think also aimed at you, Dan. Strip annuary.
Wow, he's been
I'm glad it was at you, Dan, not at me.
He's been out on a night out with me. That's probably why.
Emma,
you need to Birkin.
Emma's been back on.
I'll make you a really nice one.
Nice. Emma's back on. She just put, "It tastes good."
Wow.
All right.
So I think what we should do now is all go and eat some Felix when all this is over. Trent says he's tried rabbit food.
Alex, you can't really say let's all go and eat some Felix. My next door neighbour's actually called a Felix. That's his name.
See,
might get ideas.
Felix is going to have a great night then.
That's almost the title of. Never mind. All right. On to our next question. From hello, Emma's back with more detail.
Amazing.
About 8 people try every line that comes out of Melton. I got away with not being as involved as I'm a vegan. Apparently, it's better quality than Tesco value meatballs.
I don't believe it.
I feel
what it can't be better than Tesco value meatballs. Is that your claim?
No, it can't be.
Because they are made of like lips and like bummels, aren't they? That's
Eat Felix annuary. Good callback, Greg. Nice bit of weaving there, George. Nice bit of weaving. Emma's revelation. This feels like one of those documentaries with Greg from MasterChef going into a factory. It feels like we've learned something. Yeah. Best avoid Daniel, I think, for the rest of the night because he's put Murdanuary. Although he does post the question, what's the best / worst thing you've ever stolen? So this is assuming that we have stolen anything. So don't worry about being found out. We don't have the viewing figures to get anyone cancelled. So anyone care to admit about best worst things that they've stolen? Are we all of an age where we nicked pick and mix from Woolworths?
That doesn't count.
Yeah,
that don't count. That was free. I always thought the pick and mix in Woolworths was free.
Collectively, I think we're all responsible for them going under eventually. Yeah. I think that was free from a team that have all eaten Dreamies. Nice. I did.
Like I have to catch up.
I did once steal a microphone. This was many years ago.
Impressive.
It was, and it's a SM58 radio mic. I've still got it to this day.
Good steal.
It was at this so back in the DJing days, so you're going in and out of places completely above suspicion with big boxes. In fact, I still have the box which I used to thieve it in. I'll get the box. It's just here. So if there's suddenly a knock at my door halfway through this, I know someone's called the Rozzers. This is my old flight case I used to use, during which so it went in that from some by the looks of things, I think it's from a conference team that had been in there during the daytime, so that went and got away with it. So I've had this low level sort of Catholic guilt ever since, even though I'm an atheist. So that is the best thing I've ever stolen. Anyone else? So I don't feel.
Yeah, I actually stole an onion from Waitrose because I hooked the bag over my elbow and then thought it was a handbag because I'm used to having something hanging there. So I went through the whole checkout process. Bag of onions on my arm. I just swung away with it, and it was worth like about 20p. It was not worth the theft, really. If I'd known I was going to do that, I would have put something more expensive in there, like an avocado or a sweet potato. Also, it opened up a door to free food, so it wasn't all bad news.
Nice. Fleur, what about yourself?
The brazenness of it, I was like, yeah, bye.
Fleur, what about you? Have you half-inched anything?
I accidentally stole the iPod of a comedian in the Edinburgh Fringe. I was running a cabaret show. Yeah, and he was in the room not in front of us. He was in the same room, but the slot ahead of us. And after I was packing down, because he stayed behind to watch and got a bit freaked out by us. And I thought, that's our iPod. I'll take that home. Completely not our iPod at all. So the next day I had to go in and say, I nicked your iPod last night and didn't notice. And he just kept looking at me like, right, okay. Because that was when we were doing all the weird sideshow stuff and we had people like banging nails into their faces and things. So I think he was a bit worried about me. And then I had to say, "Oh, here you go. Here's your iPod that I accidentally stole."
Yeah, he's like,
he was a bit
spell on this. What is going on?
He's like, "What? Where has it been? Which orifice have you put it in?" Sort of weird look, like.
Nice. Anyone else before we move on?
Sorry, go on, Greg.
No, I think we both started at the same time. Right? As a child, we went to Lincoln Christmas Market and I genuinely stole a tube of 3 juggling balls.
Why?
No idea why.
Why? There's no other question to follow that with apart from why. Why? Did you learn to juggle as a result?
I could do 2. All right. But
That's just passing a ball from hand to hand. That's not juggling.
Yeah, pretty much. I never learned 3. So
okay.
Clearly karma played its part there because I stole the juggling balls wanting to learn how to juggle and I never could juggle. So
all right. Dan, how about you?
Well, because I'm a law-abiding citizen and work for Sheffield City Council, I've never stolen anything. But my mate Sean has had an ingenious idea year before last, and he was asking me if I wanted to go dogging with a difference. And I said, "Well, what the hell is that?" And he said, "Well, we'll go to a dogging site. When individuals or men have got their pants down, we'll steal their wallets because they'll never go to the police station and say, I've had my wallet stolen whilst I was dogging."
That's amazing.
That's kind of genius. Yeah.
I love it.
And I think now he's retired to the Costa del Sol.
Never
I know what.
again.
I know what my career move is going to be when all this is over. Wow. Okay. So that's that is everyone. We'll just see what that must have done something to the comments. I'm not sure I'm following Ian yet, but he's just put a cocktail menu. All right, that's the thing he's stolen. That's just a souvenir, Ian. They expect that sort of thing.
Low level.
That's fine.
George is still on with a month-long thing for January called Lick Greg Wallace's Bald Head January. Although,
head January, if you will.
Yeah, head January. Now then,
I'm on board with that.
Yeah,
I think potentially I could have started something here with dogging with a difference.
That
January.
That's like a sales pitch. Right.
Yeah.
Daniel Innes stole my mum's heart. Is there something you need to tell us, Dan?
I did a gig one night with Dan live as well, and his mum turned up, and she's absolutely beautiful. She's a lovely lady, but she was flirting outrageously, which was nice. And I tell you what, does a boy's ego the world of good?
I was really glad that that's what you had to tell us.
Yeah, that's
and you know what?
Yeah.
And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. So we have time for, I think, at least one more viewer questions. So keep your questions coming in. We'll pick one off before we finish. So a couple more questions from me. Have you ever thrown a sickie? And if so, why did you do it? So my one sickie sticks out. I think my first ever sickie, which was when I was 11. So let's play a game of guess how old I am by this, because this is very dated. I threw a sickie when I was 11 so I could go and buy Sonic and Knuckles the day it was released.
Oh, amazing.
My mum was complicit in this. She let me do it as well. So because she took me to Boots, because that's when Boots still sold electrical stuff. So that was November 1994. So that was my sickie. Any more?
First off, Alex, you're not the oldest here. Somebody will take you by surprise. Somebody will take you by surprise with their age.
Okay.
What have you heard about me?
How old are we all, by the way? Are we? Can we reveal how old we all are?
How rude! What a terribly rude
How dare
question.
you?
I'm 37.
Why don't you ask us
37.
how much we weigh while you're at it?
Again, 37.
37.
Well, that's great. It's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, should we just leave Alex hanging there on his own?
Yeah, I think so. But also, has anyone noticed Greg hasn't moved for about 20 minutes?
Yeah, I was
I
wondering
didn't
about
want to
that.
say anything.
Yeah.
I was wondering if my video was working because I've frozen on my end.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really flattering pose, though.
I don't know if you can see it, Greg, but we're now full screened you on
I
your
can
frozen
see it.
pose.
Greg looks like a Stepford husband.
That's beautiful. This seems like we're talking to someone via satellite link up in the 90s, and all we've got is like a picture of them. So
I live in Clown, which is Chesterfield. So you're basically satellite linking me in the 90s.
This just gets funnier the more you talk. So,
Greg, is that a picture behind you of Mousy Chung?
It's Gary Newman.
Is it Gary Newman?
Gary Newman. Now, normally at this point, I'd say show us the other artwork you've got framed, but you're stuck, so you can't. I just, for many reasons, I hope you do stay like that for the last question because it'll be even funnier. Any more sickies before we finish?
All mine have been hangover, really boring. Like,
Yeah.
putting the sick voice on. Like, I'm not well.
I once threw a sickie to go to a job interview.
That's a classic. That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
to which I got the job, and then karma played its part again, and I lost said job a month later.
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
Paula said,
To be fair, Greg, you look happy about it right there.
yeah.
It's more poignant looking at his face like that while he's talking about that story.
Paula Sim has put, is that Tony Blair behind Greg?
It's Gary Newman.
Although, if you think like a 1995 Labour Party conference, that does look like.
And he can't even
Hands
show us.
making it look like him.
It's
He
the
can't
Pleasure
even vindicate
Principle
himself
album.
by
Look it up.
showing us.
You should try and be in mine. Yeah. Rachel Brock has sent me some more pictures of bottles of Prosecco. The Prosecco for dogs and cats. Although my dog, when he was still about, if you had a drink in a glass and you left it unattended for more than a second, he'd do the lot. So he's had several whiskies and vodka and tonics, and then would stagger about the place. It's like he was absolute. Well, he was a beast. Yeah, literally a beast. So let's have a look here. I've been promised more pics from George. Oh, lovely. Thanks, George. That's absolutely lovely. Some a descended scrotum on a squirrel. That's amazing. That's amazing. So we'll skip to the last question while Greg is frozen like that, because this is just beautiful. Yeah.
I've had another photo from Daniel Live, obviously a fellow comedian. Can I show you this photo?
Okay, let's full screen you, because I've got a funny feeling this will be. He's kissing the. Oh, lovely! He's kissing the still image.
Down so much.
Thanks, Daniel. Thanks for that. That's he sent it me as well. I've just seen it. My rib hurts. Ow.
That's when you know you've made it, Greg.
That's beautiful. While Greg is still in that pose, we'll come on to the last question because I really want him to stay in that pose. So it's in two parts. The first part will require a bit of action. We require you to go and move about. Can you find the dullest book or magazine or anything with a couple of paragraphs of writing on it and bring it back? You will need it for the second part of this question. Okay. Mm-hmm. And this also gives me a chance the dullest thing you can find. It also gives me a chance to roll out my new 30-second countdown timer, seeing as YouTube gave me a copyright strike for using the countdown clock. So your 30 seconds with my brand new overly dramatic timer starts now. And Dan's just got back. Vix is back. Fleur is still at large. I don't know if Greg is back or not. I will take that as read that he hasn't. So we'll have a look at a few of your comments while we work for Fleur and for Greg as well.
I'm here.
Well, Greg's back. Good. Sonic Knuckles would be a great way to promote Wankuary. Thanks, Ian.
Sorry.
Very
this
true.
is going to be a thing. I'm going to go
It
and
will be.
hashtag it.
Yeah, Wankuary. Let's start it. Let's get it going. Went to my dad's birthday party on a beachside villa with a hot tub. Phone worked to say that I know I wasn't sick. Simply replied, "Can you prove it?" And they said no. I hung up, got into the hot tub with a pint of IPA. Good for you, Trent, is the only thing I can say there. Good for you. Trent's back on again. My best friend Kev, watching on YouTube, said he pulled a sickie to get laid, but he's lying. It was to finish the last series off of My Little Pony. I know, because I was there. Lovely. So has everyone got their suitably dull books or magazines or anything?
Yeah.
Cool. Because part two of this is that each of us are going to read a paragraph of what we bought in the style of erotic fiction.
You've been watching my videos, Alex.
I thought this would appeal to you, Fleur. I thought this would appeal to you. So
thank you.
We're gonna come to Greg first. Greg, have you found something to read?
I have. Do you want to know what it is, or do I just read?
Tell us what it is. Tell us what.
He could tell us anything, to be honest, couldn't he? Maybe he's just making it up.
I could just make it up, but I'm not that talented. So
you have only got one expression. Not a great range, Greg.
I'm going to be reading to you from the complete slow cooker recipe book.
Beautiful. So some erotic. Away you go.
I'm not going to be able to
is not.
I'm not going to be able to do this without laughing.
Don't tell me he's coming back live. Oh, there we go. Okay, go for it. Go on. You can do this, Greg.
Grease the inside of a 1.2 litre straight-sided oven-proof dish with a little of the butter. Checking first that the dish will fit into your slow cooker.
Oh.
Thickly slice the croissants and spread one side of each slice with the remaining butter. Mix together the sugar and spice. Arrange the croissants in layers in the dish, sprinkling each layer with the spiced sugar and the pecans. There you go.
Beautiful.
That's all you get.
Beautiful.
Can I just ask? Greg, can you phone me later?
Somebody needs to start a premium rate.
I am on OnlyFans, by the way, if anybody's interested.
Oh, you too. Right, Fleur, we'll see you. You have background in this, but I dare say you. Well, what book or magazine have you found to read from?
I found a book I've never read before in my life: the Driving Practical Test and Highway Code.
Okay, now if anyone can make this sound like erotic fiction, it will be Fleur. So Fleur, away you go.
It will not. You want to pass the driving test and take advantage of the freedom of mobility that driving a car can give you. Do the following 3 things and you will achieve your objective: passing the test. 1. Learn and understand the skills of driving by taking lessons from a trained and fully qualified driving instructor. 2. Acquire the knowledge of the rules through your instructor and by studying the highway code. A key element of learning is to test and reinforce your knowledge. This book is specially designed for this purpose. 3. Take the right attitude. No one is a natural or a perfect driver. All drivers make mistakes. Be careful, courteous, and considerate to all other road users. Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Greg really enjoyed that. Look.
I can see.
That is my orgasm face.
Vix, we'll come to you next. What book have you got? Oh.
It's quite appropriate. The hard thing about hard things.
I'm looking forward to it already.
Okay, all right.
It's building a business when there are no easy answers.
Okay, away you go.
Yeah. Management, quality assurance. Everyone in the technology industry seems to agree that people are paramount. Yet nobody seems to be on the same page with what a people organization, human resources, should look like. The problem is that when it comes to HR, most CEOs don't really know what they want. In theory, they want a well-managed company with great culture. Instinctively, they know that a HR organization probably can't deliver. As a result, CEOs usually punt on the issue and implement something that's suboptimal, if not worthless. Ironically, one of the first things you learn when you run an engineering organization is that good quality assurance organizations cannot build a high-quality product. But it can tell you when the development team needs to build a low quality product. Similarly, a high quality human resources organization cannot make you a well-managed company with a great culture. It can tell you and your managers about getting the job done.
Brilliant. Made business sexy.
Greg
really enjoyed that. You can tell. Look.
Where are his hands? Is he touching himself?
Excellent.
He
Dan,
could be anywhere doing anything.
True. Ian Bowden on the comments has just put, well, that's my wankuary off to a good start.
You're welcome, Ian.
He also wants to know, Greg, if you've still got the book, croissants in the slow cooker, what the fuck is this recipe? I didn't think that myself, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hang fire, I can find it for you.
Okay.
It's
Ian's trying to trick him into telling more erotic stories.
That's yeah, we know your game.
Keep going.
Yeah,
keep
hands above
going.
the table, Ian.
Oh,
Don't stop
He's
there.
nearly there.
it's actually a chocolate croissant and pecan pudding. So you can do it apparently
Excellent.
in 4 to 4.5 hours.
But I think he obviously was more aroused by the fact that it's gas mark 5.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
Not too hot,
wouldn't
not
we?
too cold. Ambient. Brr.
Dan, your reading material, what did you find?
Okay. This isn't my book, by the way. But
All right.
Yeah.
the
Disclaimer.
title of it is Big Joe Egan, the toughest white man on the planet.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It isn't my book because I'm not a member of the BNP. So it's like so I'm gonna read. It's literally 5 lines, to be fair, and it just I will do it in that erotic way.
Okay.
So, Irish heavyweight boxer Joe Egan sparred with Iron Mike Tyson, who never put him down and became a lifelong friend and boxed with Big Lennox Lewis. And he shared a post-fight ambulance with raging big bull Jake LaMotta. This is Joe's story, and he tells it himself.
Beautiful. Nicely done.
Very good.
Greg loved that, as you can see.
Oh, great.
That hasn't got any less funny, I'll give you that.
My book is my Slimming World Target Members book. And I should be reading a passage from the introduction by Slimming World CEO Margaret.
The hair is extraordinary.
Margaret.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
You simply can't beat the feeling. A sense of achievement runs through every fibre of your being. Because you're not just looking great, feeling fantastic, and expecting those little shockwaves of delight when someone compliments you. There's been a deep shift inside too. And on that, I'm done. Thank you.
I'm not. Keep going. Yeah.
Greg loved it, as you can see.
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell whether that was sexy or slightly murderous or a combination of the two.
Why not both? There's nothing wrong with both.
Well, absolutely. So, and that is it. That is the end of the show. What a way to finish it was. So, before we do go, have any of you got anything to plug? Greg, we'll come to you first.
I'm going to leave it to Mr. Innes, but I was about his show, but I was a guest on Leanne Easthope's podcast the other day. We recorded it, I think, on Thursday night. I think it's called Date Night. It's all about being single and dating and all the rest of it. Mm-hmm. And I am also a guest on George Coppen's Fun Night show on the 30th.
Excellent.
I thoroughly enjoyed the first episode of that, and the second one yesterday was really good as well. So, yeah, that's it from me, really.
Excellent. Vix, come to you next. Have you got anything to plug, even if it's just your socials? Or...
Yeah, I host a podcast called Comedy Arcade. So it's a panel show. It's a little bit like this, actually. We've got a bingo board with loads of random topics in it, and you jump in if you've got a story or not not an interpretive dance because it's an audio. But yeah, it comes out every week on a Thursday. It's wherever you can find podcasts. I've got Sean Walsh and Josie Long on next week, which is, I don't even know how that happens. I'm really excited.
Hi-oh.
Yeah, go
Excellent.
listen.
Excellent. Fleur, come to you next. Have you got anything you'd like to plug?
Absolutely nothing. Except if you enjoyed all of the bad erotic reading that we just did, and you check out my Facebook page, which is just Fleur de Mal, there are about 8 or 9 videos that I recorded last summer over the pandemic where I read bad erotic fiction and talk shit about it. And they're quite fun.
Excellent.
Yeah,
And Dan, we'll come to you last. Have you got anything you need to plug?
Yeah, I want to get all you guys on to the Feet and Ball show, which is a comedy show for football fans who are not football fans, so to speak. And we've also brought back now with the new lockdown, the alternative Cobra meeting quiz, which is a Friday night quiz full of comedians having a great laugh and trying to think that we're intelligent enough to beat a chaser, which we're not, clearly. But you know what? We'll have a laugh anyway. So I'm going to speak to all of you guys about getting you guys on the various shows. So yeah, just tune in and watch it.
Sweet. Excellent. Excuse me. That took me by surprise. Cool. So I think that's everything on everybody. We'll just have a look at the comments before we finish. Issy saying, great show, everybody. George, great show, guys. Daniel, brilliant show. This is the end of show backslapping. Stuart Dunlop, bravo. Nice to see all your faces, especially Greg's.
Oh, Stuart.
I want that as my phone wallpaper.
Stuart, Greg is so pleased to see you too, as you can see. Thank you, Greg. George was really happy with the plug. Always a good time with comedians. Well, I thought so too, Trent. I thought so too. Comedy Arcade is great. Do give it a listen. It's the end of show loving. Cool. So thank you to my guests tonight, Greg Phillips, Fleur de Mal, Vix Jane Layton, and Daniel Innes. We should be back next Sunday night at 8:30. So until the next time, stay awkward.